All right, look, if you're a mod on Reddit, you're not going to be able to handle this video. I've gotten banned from Reddit like 10 times because I showed up and asked you homos a simple question and y'all can't answer it, so you banned me. So if you spend a lot of time on Reddit, we already know you wear women's clothes. We know your wife has a boyfriend, and we know you drive a Prius. So just click off. You're not going to like this video. Now for the rest of you, straight dudes, giga chads, can we talk? Why are video games gay now? If you look at the front page of Xbox Game Pass right now, you will see what I mean. Magical delicacy. Explore an unfamiliar town and deliver tasty treats to the townsfolk. Learn new ways to traverse, discover secrets, and experience a unique witchy world. The LGBTQ crowd are satanic devil worshippers, so of course they have witches in their game. No Giga Chad would actually play this slop. We would say, "Get behind me, Satan," while we leave to go play Kingdom Come Deliverance and old school Rainbow Six games. So did anybody actually play this satanic dog shit game? No, of course not. It's a complete failure. What about Flintlock, Siege of Dawn? Girl Boss, check. Black Lesbian Woman, check. One reviewer said this: A44 plays with the history of humanity and mythology to shape its particular world. Let me translate that last sentence for you. It probably has a bunch of men who like to dress up in women's clothes in it. The word to look out for when you see this stuff is inclusive. Inclusive is a synonym for satanic as far as I'm concerned now, because they're not actually inclusive. Are they including fundamentalist Islamic people who think homosexuality is wrong? No. Are they including Russians and Polish people who think being gay is wrong? No. Are they including Asian women with diabetes who live in Akron, Ohio? No. So it's never actually been about inclusion because they aren't inclusive of people who disagree with them. They're pushing the inclusion of a very specific group of people. People who have been outed for child loving, people in the LGBTQ movements, etc. Oh, and of course, fat liberal white women. But back to the Xbox stuff. And by the way, I historically have been an Xbox guy, but it is an absolute tragedy where Xbox is headed, and I'm just going to be real with y'all about this. This is not some kind of thing where I'm dunking on Xbox, because PlayStation is just as bad in this regard. Last of Us 2 was a woke abortion that killed off the only thing that made the game worth playing, Joel. Aloy is the definition of a fat girl boss who needs to put down the cookies and go for a run. Oh wait, but what about Concord, the new premier live service game for the PS5 that looks like a training seminar on diversity? To say the game bombed would be an understatement. Concord had a peak of 2,388 players at launch. Even Starfield on Xbox had a peak of 380,000 on Steam. And this is like your premier game on PS5 right now. Insane. But jumping back to Xbox for a second, it's absolutely wild to consider the state that Xbox is in right now compared to where it was 20 years ago. One of the things I always loved about Xbox is how masculine and bro-y Xbox used to be. And Xbox knows this about itself. They had games like Halo, Gears of War, the America's Army games, all the military games. Xbox even had The Rock come out when their console launched in November 2001. Microsoft knows exactly who their target market is. Straight dudes. I would also argue that Xbox still knows who their target market is today. They're just ignoring it. Because of ESG and BlackRock and the shadowy fuckers, the satanic strings behind all this stuff. But I'll get to that later. So Xbox is definitely aware that it's straight, heterosexual men mostly playing their games. Do you know how we know that? Just look at the games they play. These are the top 10 most played games on Xbox right now. So we can remove Minecraft and Roblox because it's definitely kids playing those, and we can remove Apex because it's mostly homosexual men playing that game. What you have left is 7 games that are definitely mostly being played by straight, normal dudes. So why? Why is Xbox forcing LGBTQ slop on us when it's so obvious that gamers are still overwhelmingly angry, straight, edgelord males? Well, now we're getting down to it. And the reasons are this. Number 1, BlackRock and the satanic forces that are trying to shape our society right now. BlackRock is a multi-trillion-dollar company that owns all of these companies that isn't interested in making money anymore. They're interested in social progress, what they call evolution. See, if they can change your buying habits to buy what they want to sell, then they will have consumers for life. In between visits to Epstein's Island, BlackRock execs talk about the destruction of individual cultures and the raising up of a new global corporatism. See, because if they can destroy your culture and blend you in with everyone else like Starbucks, then they have billions of reliable global consumers for life. I mean, if we're being 100% real right now, this is the coming of the Antichrist that was spoken of in the Bible. It's the new LGBTQ mafia. Revelations 13 says this: He required everyone, great and small, rich and poor, slave and free, to be given a mark on the right hand or on the forehead, and no one could buy or sell anything without that mark, which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name. Dude, I will literally die before I let them put that junk on me. Amazon and Whole Foods are literally already allowing you to pay with your palm. We are not this far away from that stuff. So basically, it makes money for all these shadowy fuckers who are into child loving. It undermines culture, it attacks Christianity, and they're using the demonic LGBTQ stuff to lead the way with this stuff. But before I completely get lost in conspiracy theory land, let me get back practically to why the gay agenda is being pushed so hard in video games right now. Reason number 2, Xbox and other big companies desperately need new revenue streams. Check out this revenue chart of video games from the past 50 years. Did you know that the profit of the 3 big console makers, Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation, has been hovering around $30 billion since 2011? Isn't that wild? So basically, Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation have been fighting over the same players since 2011. So this is why they're pushing the gay stuff so hard. This is why you see Flintlock and Magical Delicacy and Dungeons of Hinterberg and all this woke slop on the front page of Xbox Game Pass. Phil Spencer's gamble right now is that he can somehow capture a new audience and get a new audience to play video games. But I don't know if you've noticed, no women are picking up Xbox controllers because there's another cute indie game. No kids are picking up Xbox controllers because of cute indie games. Women, when they do game, are playing on their phones. Kids are mostly playing games on their phones, their iPads, and their PCs. My niece and nephew hate consoles and hate controllers. Sitting in front of a TV and playing a console is something solely men between the ages of 25 and 50 do. And yet Xbox seems dead set on completely ignoring this. Reason number 3. Games are so gay right now because of the people working at game companies. Look at the staff photos of companies like id Software and Arcane and Activision in the 90s, and then look today and you will see what I'm talking about. In the 90s, these companies were full of edgelords, straight dudes. This is why we got manly-ass characters like Doom Guy and Duke Nukem and Call of Duty. But today, think about who is going to college to study video games. It's all kids who are confused about their gender and into anime and wear tails to school. Young men who like to dress up as women and talk about needing a mental health day are the people who work at game companies now. Like, what the fuck? Can I have a mental health day? Man, I wish I didn't have to spend a 12-hour shift welding pieces of metal together on a 30-story building. Can I just be a homo and have a mental health day? So anyway, the way it has been explained to me by people who work in the industry is that all these rich white kids who are confused about their sexuality went to places like SCAD and Full Sail and other video game colleges, and they got jobs at Ubisoft and Activision and Rockstar and, companies that used to make cool games but make gay stuff now. And do you know how I know this? Because Activision has like 50 homo initiatives right now for people who work on their games. Inclusion officer, diversity expert, sensitivity training officer, sensitivity reader. Like, guys, just get back to World of Warcraft. Get back to StarCraft. Just make fucking good games. The guys in the 90s, they were just making cool shit. id Software in the 90s and Infinity Ward in the 2000s was just making cool, edgy shit. And now they're having seminars on inclusion and diversity. Do we still wonder why games are dog shit now? Also, honestly, dude, I don't think any of this junk is going to change anytime soon, because think about Phil Spencer and think about the people around him right now. He's got Sarah Bond. He's probably got a bunch of trans and gay people working for him. And he now has to look these people in the face and say, hey guys, cancel all those stupid games y'all are making and let's hire some manly people in here because that's what our audience wants. Like, he's never going to do that, dude. Xbox and PlayStation are going to keep ramming this LGBTQ slop down our throats for a while. And guys, this kind of gets to the question of what can we do about it? we're just going to stop playing this trash. We're going to go buy old games, buy old edgy games, and stop playing any modern video game because they're trash. If you see something modern with a homo flag in it, delete it and uninstall it. Don't play Call of Duty. Don't play Overwatch. Don't play Apex. Don't play Fortnite. Support Russian and Eastern European games. Play Ready or Not. Play Tarkov. Play Stalker and Stalker 2. Look, I'm American and I love America, and I hate that I have to recommend games from the East right now, but I do. Russian, Chinese, Japanese games still have some semblance of morality and normal masculinity in them. Meanwhile, anything made in Homo Sweden or Homo Germany or Homo England or Homo America is going to be gay and woke. Oh, and how could I forget Homo France? So guys, in closing, join the Andy Pants Gaming Discord and you will find like-minded people who agree with us and want to talk about this stuff. Also, on the side, I'm thinking of starting a virtual meetup where we literally just study God's word, the Bible, together and reject modernity and talk about what it looks like to be a Christ follower and reject this stuff in our culture today. So comment Bible down below if you think you might want to be involved in that. Thanks, guys. And it seriously means the world to me that y'all follow this and like this stuff. All right, I'm out.